guys, so we have been talking a lot about rotation and revolution and what those words mean and how they connect to the earth. So a rotation is when the earth is spinning, and that means that it's spinning on its axis. Remember, that axis is that imaginary line that the earth sits on. So the earth sits on this line and it sits at an angle of, does anybody remember the angle? So that angle is at an angle of 23.5 degrees. So it kind of sits not straight up and down, it sits at a tilt. And it tilts at this angle of 23.5 degrees, and it rotates. And remember, rotate means it's spinning around. So it's spinning around on this axis at 23.5 degrees, and it's spinning. And as it's spinning, it's also doing something called a revolution or revolving. And as it's revolving around the thing that's in the center of our universe, the sun. Good. So it's revolving around the sun, and it's rotating as it's revolving. And I know those words can be very confusing. So we are going to work on those words the next 2 days and continue to work on them as we talk about space more throughout this unit. But today we're going to talk more about the seasons and why we have them. So remember, the cause of the seasons is because Earth is tilted on that axis at 23.5 degrees, good job, and it revolves around the sun. So the reason we have seasons is because it's tilted and it revolves around the sun. The seasons all depend on the angle that the sun hits the earth and how much sunlight the different hemispheres of the earth gets. So some of you have this on paper. You can cut it out. Some of you are going to be filling it out on Google Docs. If you want to print it out, you're more than welcome to. You do not have to. You can fill it out on Google Docs. That's perfectly fine. But this is what we're going to be filling out today. So grab this and let's go. You're going to get really close to me for a second, and that's okay. And then whenever I point the camera down, it's going to be upside down, so don't freak out. All right, ready? Extreme close-up. And now everything's upside down. All right, so the first season we're going to talk about is the season that we're in, and that is winter. So during the winter time, and anytime we talk about these seasons, we're always going to look at the push pin right now. So we're going to talk about, the place that we're going to talk about is where the push pin's at. So we are up here, but when we're filling out this graphic organizer, we're going to talk about the push pin. So when filling this out, we're talking about where we're at, and looking here in winter time, when the sun is hitting where the push pin is, we are facing away from, we're tilted away from the sun. And because we're tilted away from the sun, the angle that the sun's rays are hitting us are shallower. So the rays of the sun are at a shallow angle. So I'm going to zoom that in for you a little bit. So during the winter time, we are tilted away from the sun, and you can see that. You can see that during this time, we are tilted away from the sun. If we were to rotate this, we'd be tilted away from the sun. So the angle that the rays are hitting us are going to be shallower. let's talk about the springtime. So again, we're looking at the push pin. So during the springtime, we're actually not tilted towards the sun or away from the sun. We're kind of in between. So not tilted towards or away. We're in between. And you can see that in the picture. We're not really super close to the sun. We're not really far away. We're kind of in that in-between stage. And it'll make more sense when you see the summer picture, because the summer picture is closer to the sun. Which I kind of just gave that one away for you. So let's take a look at that summer picture. Look at where your push pin is. Look at how you are closer to the sun. You're tilted towards the sun. And what do you think that means? Good. You're getting that more. If wintertime you're getting a shallow angle, what do you think it means for the summertime? You're getting that straight on angle. You're getting more direct sunlight. Good job. So we are tilted towards the sun. So we are tilted towards the sun. Getting sunlight. Straight on. So it's more direct. We're getting those sun rays more direct. Good job. So summer and winter are the opposites of each other. So during the summertime, you're tilted towards the sun. You're getting direct sunlight. You're getting those more direct rays. Where during the winter time, you're tilted away from the sun. You're getting a shallow angle. You're not getting those direct rays. During the springtime, you're not tilted towards, you're not tilted away. You're kind of in between. What do you think is going to happen during the fall? I want you to think about it for a second. I'm going to give you a minute. Think about it. All right, what'd you come up with? Good. It's the same thing as the springtime. You're not tilted away. You're not tilted towards. You're still in between. Okay? So we're going to write the same thing we did for the spring. Not tilted towards or away. We are in between. I'm going to zoom this out so you can see all four. There you go. So when you think of, can't zoom out anymore, sorry guys. When you think of the seasons, I want you guys to think of how Earth is tilted, how it revolves around the sun, and the angle or how much sunlight you're getting at that time. So during the summer, you're getting a lot of sunlight. You're getting it directly hitting where you're at on the earth. During the wintertime, you're not getting as direct sunlight. It's not really it's more of a shallow angle. During the spring and the fall, you're not really tilted towards, you're not really tilted away, you're kind of in between. Okay? And during the summertime, we have longer days, right? During the wintertime, where we're at right now, what time does it get dark at? By like 5 o'clock. Okay? That's because we have that shallow angle. We're not getting as much sunlight. When you think seasons, I want you to think revolution. I want you to think the tilt of the axis. When you think day and night, I want you to think spinning. I want you to think rotation. Fill this out. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And I hope you guys have a great day.